Hello, I'm just recording Warthundering now, but I'm not really gonna play a game today. I'm just recording a video for, uh, how much I've done in the past, how many hours? Let me check, 2,387.6 hours. How fun. And that's approximately 90 days of War Thunder, or 3 months, two and almost a third month. It's quite a bit. Um, let's just say maybe not all of it. I maybe I regret spending so much time on this game, but I find it fun. Everyone else finds it kind of fun. I find it kind of fun. It's just something I like to do because I got nothing else to do except for the overbearing dread of assessments. So hey, but I'm just checking out every single tech tree. I'm just gonna show them off. You know, um, yeah, let's start with America. American ground. I bought the pack and got this just because I wanted the plane in it. Yeah, Russellman's P-36A, and I just want to grind out low tier because it's a good plane. It's just it's at rank 1, so it's not that good. But yeah, every single tier rank 1 tank, I never maxed this thing out because it's not very good at 2.0, especially since the M5A1 is a better option. The M2, I ignored that. That thing is so bad. The M3 GMC, I ignored that one as well because of the better options. The M8. Yeah, the first rank of American ground, it's just like every single other rank. It's kind of the same thing on the first ranks, except that sometimes you have a couple of outlier tanks, especially this thing. 80 kilometers an hour with a 50 cal. It's kind of insane. Alright, we'll move on to rank 2. The M5A1, I use that one quite a bit. It's just that it's a Stuart at 2.3. That's about it. It can spot, but yeah, no, it's not that good. The M3 Lee, I loved this thing when I first got it. Secondary gun, I always clutched with that. And the roof mounted always helped me. I never used American Anti-Air. They were just all copy and paste until you got up to rank 3. Um, M4A3, there was so many memories with this one. This one used to be at like 2.7 and it used to slap. Used to shred, bro. Now it's at 3.0. It still shreds when it gets down tier, but when it gets an up tier, it gets smashed. 4.0 Sherman. I didn't like the 4.0 Sherman, to be honest. It was just at a too high of a battle rating. I didn't like it. The M24, I don't get the point of this thing. It can spot, but I found that the Shermans were better than the M24. Um, rank 3. I used to play rank 3 when everything was like 4.7. The M4A1 76 was 4.7. The M6A1 used to be like 5.0, and then they dropped it back down to 4.7. M36 still the same. The M18, oh, I love the M18. Wait, oh, it's not realistic. No, yeah, no. The M6A1 used to be 4.7 along with the M4A1, I think. And that used to just complete the 4.7 lineup until they up tiered everything. 5.7, the M18, I don't like how high it is. so I never use it. I usually go 5.3. The jumbo's at 5.7 now, so it's kind of garbage. It's kind of garbage. The armor doesn't matter because the M109 now exists. Freaking nuisance in my games. 6.3 is used to be a lot easier when I had the M26, but now it's at 6.7 for some goddamn reason. Come on, man. That's not gonna defend from a Panther shot. And there's also better options at 6.7. T26E5. This is just the perishing jumbo. This thing's so good. It helped me grind. The super perishing, it was okay. It was decent. It had a really good gun. That's what I liked about it. But I usually chose T34 over that. Oh, this gun. This gun kills mouses. T34, the hull armor is not very great. It's not good. That's why you gotta drive it backwards, or you gotta angle it really far. And then I started grinding this. I got the T95 when it was before the M56 and M50. I'm glad I did that because, oof, that grind for the T95 would not be fun. It's at 7.0. I get why this thing's at 7.3. It's just that it's not very viable when you just get killed by Heat FS all the time. The turret's great though. This thing's turret and the hold down position at its battle rating is insane. But yeah, no, that's how far I've gotten. I've got rank 5 and I stopped America because I realized America wasn't very fun to play. It's not that good, but it's not that bad either. I got the first helicopter in the American tech tree. I stopped. Uh, I don't like playing helicopters, especially this one. You barely reach the battlefield and you get one tapped by a roof machine gun. So I barely did American Air, in my opinion, is kind of, I don't know, I don't like it. Skill based. Same with the German one. German one's more heavily skill based, but this one's like 50 cal everywhere. Uh, I do not play naval. I got this thing during an event. Uh, I think it was the 10 rare vehicles event. It just has torpedoes, different torpedoes, so that's about it. Alright, next one, Germany. Germany! This is the one I grind the most out of all of them. Yeah. Uh, oh boy, where do I start? Um, Panther 38's nice, especially with the vertical stabilizer. Oh, the vertical stabilizer saves you. The armor does not. German armor isn't very strong per se. You cannot rely on German armor. The Panzer IVs, man. I swear, I swear the Panzer IV F1 used to be like 1.7. I swear it did. I'm pretty sure I remember it being 1.7. This thing slaps. It still slaps. It's still overpowered. I made it reach like a 4-second reload and it slaps so hard. This truck, this truck also murders everyone. Its penetration's not great, but it still manages to pen everything at this tier. They added this thing. They had to up tier it to 2.0 because it was basically a really, really fast Panzer II. and I never used this at all. I didn't like the original Martyr 3. I didn't like this Duke. I do not like this one. This one is the bad one. The Puma, this thing used to be like 2.3, 2.7, and then they upped it to 3.3 because it was just that good. Even though 3.3 is where it actually does better. The Panzer 3s, Dicker Max 3.7. Yeah, I say it belongs there. The Panzer 3s, the Panzer 3L 3.0, and the Panzer 3M. I had so many great memories with this one. No one knew it. This thing used to be 3.0, and it used to absolutely annihilate the enemy team just because it was like a mini Tiger. It was basically the Tiger tank of 3.0, and then it got up tiered to 3.3, and it can't match T-34s. The Panzer 4F2, this thing was decent. Its armor sucked. This thing was just a Panzer 4F2 if it had armor. Its turret armor still sucks. Panzer 4H, it was basically just a Panzer 4G if it had a better gun. And the J variant. I don't know why anyone uses J. It's just a slow turret rotation. It just makes you have a bad habit of freaking tunnel vision. This thing's really bad at making people have tunnel vision. This truck was very good at taking down planes. This thing, it's still at 3.0. It's still at 3.0. This thing is busted. If you ever grind Germany, you need to get this. This is such a rat's tank. It's a rat tank with a very good gun at 3.0. This thing's even better though. This thing's even better. If you do get the chance, get this one. This one's great. Just don't use the arm piercing rounds unless you're facing a light target. Uh, 70. Yeah, it's high explosive rounds. It's heat shells are absolutely hit hard. I bought this premium because 3.0 was always the good tier for Germany. This premium's it's actually really good because it's like the Panzer IV F1, but if it was at a higher battle rating and if it was tiny. Now, rank 3, I ignored the steering mill. It had a too long of a reload to be honest. The flak, oh I love the flak bus. Flak bus was great. It's just that hilly maps, it was ass. Nashorn, I would have used Nashorn a lot more if it had better gun depression. Its -5 really shines. Waffenträger, I would have also used this a lot more if this bloody bit was not here and if it had a faster engine, because that engine is not carrying it anywhere. Now the Tigers. You guys might be too late, but I remember the days when this thing was 5.3 and the other one was 5.7. I slap with the Tigers. Look at my service record. Number 1, the Tiger E. Look at that kill to death ratio. The KD, man. And I had 301 battles with 454 kills. That is an amazing tank. At least it used to be. 6.0, and if it gets an up tier, it flops. Doesn't have enough pen. The VK's at 5.0 for some reason. Uh, they added in the what was it called again? The TOG. Um, this thing. should not be 5.0 if the TOG is 5.3. This thing is inherently better than the TOG. I'm just gonna say that now. The Panther D, it's still at 5.3. Oh my god. 5.3? This thing slaps at 5.3. You can literally play this thing. You don't even have to play Tigers. You can just play this thing, and everyone will be afraid of your gun. This thing's gun is so strong at 5.3. The Whirlwind, I hate that. The Ostwind, now that one was a good anti-air. Just because you don't have to reload every single 5 seconds. The Jagdpanzer 4, I barely use this one because I hate 4.3. 4.3 and 4.7, in my opinion, is the worst battle rating in the entire War Thunder. Let me just say that now. You'll suffer in Russia with 4.3 and 4.7. I'm just kind of glad that, I'm not glad. Well, I'm kind of glad you can just skip to 5.0 in Germany. But if you go down this line, you're gonna suffer with strong armor casemates at a garbage battle rating. And then there's the Jagdpanzer 470. It was wasn't that good. Its armor was very good. It was very scary to face, but when you're playing as it, it kind of just feels. It doesn't feel very strong. Rank 4. I got this thing. Took me a while to get out of the APCR shell since you have to go through 2 ranks of freaking modification. How fun. And I got the APDS and Heat FS. I'm debating whether or not which shell is better, but it looks like I chose Heat FS. The Tiger 2 Porsche, this thing used to be 6.3 and it used to slap 6.3 up. When I got it up tier, it was not good because its turret armor was not that good. Its cannon was great though. Same with Tiger 2H. This thing was amazing at its bad rating. It's just when you get an up tier, you kind of can't do anything. I mean, you can still pen them, but you can't really survive anything. None of oh the Panthers, bro, the Panthers. I never knew the power of the Panther F until I saw its reload stat and the fact that it had a rangefinder. I never saw it when I first looked at it. I thought it was just going to be another Panther with a different turret. No, it's actually pretty good. This thing's 6.0. These two used to be 5.7. Panther G kind of just felt like a Panther A, but if it had no shot trap and better side armor. Panther A, I wonder if any of you veterans will remember. Kind of veterans? I don't know how long ago this was. But the Panther A used to have like 100 more horsepower than it should have. And it used to be like a VK at 5.7. It was so good. This is why I got every single camouflage on it before anything else. Because I used to just grind out Panther A all the time. And I reduced the speed of it. And I used Tiger E all the time. The Ostwind 2. This thing's pretty good. It's not great. Its round velocity isn't great. Well, the type of round isn't great for shooting down planes. The Kugelblitz, I hate the Kugelblitz. Well, I hate what Gaijin did with it. Look at this, 230 mils with a fast turret rotation ring. It's amazing anti-air, It's just put at 7.0. Come on. Why 7.0? You look at Russia, they have a anti-air that can pen 90 at 6.7. And you think the Kugelblitz belongs here. There's like a better option. There's a better option, point 0.3 above it. Weasel. Oh, the Martyrs used to be 7.3. I wonder what happened. Oh, the Jagdpanther G1. If you guys remember, this thing used to be 6.0 and it used to be such a nemesis, a menace on 5.7 players. Everyone used to hate this thing. And they brought up the IS-2 and this thing would die. The JPZ-45, I hate it. I hate when people play against me with this because I play it so well. And then when I play it, it's hot garbage. Like, you can play as a light tank, but yeah. The Ferdinand, it's decent. It's kind of just a casemate King Tiger with a really fast reverse. The Yag Tiger. This thing's great. It's kind of all I have to say about it. It's just great. Watch out for the 14 degrees of vertical guidance. That's gonna screw you over. Alright, time to move on to rank 5. Martyr. It sucks. BMP. It's decent. The Martyr 1A3. It sucks. The DF105. That's amazing. Get it. It's so good. M48. It's decent. Its gun is not very good, especially if it's 90 mil. Oh, it's got a rangefinder though, so that's pretty good. Leopard 1. I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. I hate this thing. It's so unarmored, super easy to kill, yet it's got an amazing gun, amazing reload, and a rangefinder. And I still complain about this thing. Look at my stats, bro. Where is it? It's on there in 3rd place. And I still hate this thing. Look at that kill to death. I don't get it. Every single memory I have of this thing is just bad games. The Weasel. It's actually really good in terms of being a light tank, not an anti-air. It can spot, so it's actually really good. Just make sure not to flip yourself. It likes to do that. The mouse. I did mouse last year. All the people that got it this year, congrats. It's not good, but it's pretty nice just having an armored thing in your lineup at 7.7. Um, the Tam, I recommend getting Tam. It's at a pretty low battle rating for something with this type of round. Well, not low battle rating, but it's pretty good for having a laser rangefinder and that type of gun. 8.3, this thing, you have to camp in this thing at 8.3. There is no shot you are outperforming, out-brawling a T-55 with a stabilizer and a better gun at 8.7 with something that has no stabilizer, a pretty fast reload, and still using normal rangefinder. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. The KPZ-70, avoid, avoid at all costs the APFSDS round. Please. It sucks now. Um, let's just say it doesn't have the penetration power it used to have. Just use missiles. I like to use this tactic because it's got an auto loader. I like to load missiles first and then make sure to load heat later. It pops them up for a nice two-shot usually kill. The Leopard A1 at 9.0? It's just an improvement of the Leopard. Look at that. A good gun, longer reload though. Better shell? And guess what? Still using a rangefinder. How fun! You get a full up tier in this thing, and everything's gonna outperform that. It's slow. Both of these are slow. The 1A1, A1, and the 1A5. They're both too slow, in my opinion. The Leopard 1A5. It's got a great round. I haven't unlocked it. It's got thermals. That's the thing I love. It's got thermals. Um, it's got a dozer blade since the dozer update. That was ages ago. Uh, laser rangefinder. Thank God. I was suffering on the A1A1. I got the Gepard a couple of days ago. It's amazing. It is amazing. I recommend getting it for your 8.3 lineup. It helps you grind kills while all of your main battle tanks are dead. It's super good. It's super good. Just make sure not to run out of ammo. Just try not to be trigger happy with this thing. It's a little bit slow since it is a Leopard chassis, I think. Um, yeah. That's it. That's all for the freaking German. I mean, I got a French helicopter. How fun. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna keep this one short for German planes. Let's just say, that one's busted for ground battles. You know why? Panzer II gun on a plane. How fun. This thing is stupidly fast for 1.7. It just overheats because I don't think it's got any fuel coolers. No, it does. Wait, they updated this model. It's got cooling systems all over it now. That's wild. That's wild. Never used to have that. It didn't even have liquid cooling systems, I think. Ignore these two. Unless you're gonna shitpost or whatever, ignore those. Ignore these. I recommend just getting frontline bombers. J87s. If just get them if you're gonna do ground realistic. But these two, if you do arcade, I recommend getting these. These are really fun to use. You know, when their enemy is heading on you. BF-109s, that one's hot garbage. That one's pretty hot garbage. That one's pretty hot garbage. That one's decent. It's not good. This one is not good either. That's not as good as its predecessors, but it's at least faster. This one's not that great. Uh, the BF-110s. I recommend getting them for ground realistic. Their weapon armament is amazing, especially with the 1,000 kilogram bombs, like a J87, but a little bit better. These ones, yeah, same deal. Arcade, arcade. That one's just if you want to kill tanks. That one is pretty eh. These two, the D5 if you want to get gun pods. Um, D3 if you just want a bomb. This thing's not great. Its cannon is pretty, I mean, cannon is pretty good, but the plane's just too slow for it, especially at ground realistic. These, I don't like these at all. I don't like the ME410s. They don't have enough gun. Though 335s, they're amazing, especially the first one. The first one getting 3 bombs. It can grind a lot. You can basically use it as a wyvern. This one is just for air-on-air combat. Just use this thing for air-to-air combat. The AO. The ME264. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world. I mean, it's alright. Like, as at 5.0, it kind of gets shot down a lot. The only great thing about it is that its back gunners are the 20 mils and 13 mils. It, it's also really fast for a large ass bomber. And it can actually dive. I think it can dive at like 600, if I'm mistaken. I recommend ignoring those two and getting that one. Because that one is basically the budget version of the JU288C, the DOS 2117M1. It's just a budget version of the JU288C. It still lets you grind though. This one is only if you're confident in your tank killing ability, especially at 6.7 where everything's armored. This one is not great because it replaces the 2 machine guns with wait, did they change? Wait a minute. Oh, it has Mark 103s. I thought I had Mark 108s. No, this thing's actually pretty good. I thought I had Mark 108s, not Mark 103s. It's actually pretty good. It's just that 5.0 it gets outsped by everything, so have fun. I'm trying to use the FW90A8 to grind. It's actually pretty decent, just as long as you don't get into a turn fight. BF109G2. This one's better. This one is better in terms of firepower. G6 belongs at 4.7. Gets so much more faster, and you can actually outspeed everyone. G14, I barely played it. I skipped to K4. K4 is a lot worse than G10, alright? Like, you sacrifice some firepower for speed on the K4. G10 gets the 20 mil in the middle, which is inherently better than the 30 mil Mark 108. The ME262s, have fun suffering if you want to suffer. If you want to die of missing all of your shots, then have fun with the ME262. The Ho 229, try and bait people into turn fights. This thing is not very, it's pretty uncontrollable when it comes to trying to accurately shoot people. Because it doesn't have a tail, so it's really hard. I just use the F84F Thunderstreak for just bombing and then leaving. I use it like a wyvern. Um, I barely play Blue Water or Coastal. Alright, this video has gone for way too long. Wow, I talk so much. And I only got through 2 nations. How fun. Great. I'm gonna have to make so many more videos of just me showing off. Alright. Good night, everyone. It's middle of the night for me, so it's a good night.